All right, as promised, I want to talk a little bit about how to create a business. Now, this is something that a lot of people think is a very difficult thing to do, and it really isn't. If you already work a 9-to-5 job or 40 hours a week, whether it be the hours of 9 to 5 or not, you have the ability to create a business. And in creating a business, you can create a stream of income that is secondary to your first stream of income just by creating that business. And I can teach you how to do that. I'm going to do it now. So first things first, and I do want to mention that I am not a tax professional, so you do want to make sure you talk to a tax professional, but I have read a lot about tax code and the IRS, and I suggest that you do the same before doing any of this. But I want to talk about creating the business first. So the first thing you want to do is figure out what is something that you love. What's something that you're really passionate about doing? And once you find out what that is, it can be, let's take something as simple as this, YouTube. You want to make videos. You find that you enjoy making videos, making people laugh, whatever. You can actually go to your county or the government website for as low as $100. You take that $100 and you put it into a business. You start an LLC or a sole proprietorship. If you wanted to have business partners, you can do that as well. That's all different stuff that I will talk about in later videos. But to make it simple, let's say you start a sole proprietorship. Once you have that sole proprietorship, you then go to your actual website where they can give you a tax ID for that website or for that LLC. The LLC only takes minutes depending on which state you're in. Once you fill out the brief information, it's going to hook the business to your social security number so that when you file your taxes, you're actually able to use the LLC on your taxes. And I'll explain why that's important in a second. But first, you're going to want to go and get a tax ID number. And the tax ID number gives you the ability to have employees as well as file for certain expenses that it costs to run your business. Now again, I promise that you would be able to run this business at no extra cost to you and put a little bit extra money in your pocket. I'm going to teach you a little bit on how to do that. Now I will go into further detail in future videos, but just to give you a brief excerpt, if you are to create this business and give yourself a tax ID number, once you have the tax ID number, you can actually go to when you're doing your taxes and write off the certain things that you automatically do anyways. Let's say you wanted to go to travel to Hawaii, okay? You were planning on doing that anyways, but now you're going to turn it into a business expense. Now, if you're creating videos, then why not, while you're in Hawaii, create a couple funny videos? Now, there are a couple rules as to how that can be done. You want to make sure you're spending at least 4 hours a day while you're gone doing that business, so creating that video or whatever, and you want to make sure you document it heavily. But if you do it right, you can write off that entire trip to Hawaii. And it's so simple. You write off the plane tickets, you write off the food while you're there, and the hotel stay. So you can stay in the nicest hotel and write off the entire thing. So let's say you're planning this trip to Hawaii and you want to make sure that you have everything ready to go. Well, all you have to do is plan out the 4 hours that you're going to need to spend per day doing business. Now, it can be getting ready for the video, it can be editing the video, it can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're documenting what you're doing. Now, how does this put money in your pocket right away? Well, first off, you were already planning this trip to Hawaii. Now, let's say this trip to Hawaii cost you $2 grand. And you can do any trip, but let's say Hawaii cost you $2 grand. Now, that $2 grand you're going to write off directly on your taxes. Now, in most people's circumstances, you're in, let's say, a 20% tax bracket. That means that $2 grand that you spent on Hawaii is not only tax, it's basically tax deductible, but now it's taking away from the 20% number, it's taking away $400 that you should have paid in taxes. Now you don't have to pay that in taxes because you're writing off the trip itself for your business. And that's just one simple way to create more income in your pocket. Now, how does that money get in your pocket immediately? That's another step. You can actually go to your employer if, once you do the research on your own, but you can go to your employer and you can actually fill out what's called a W-4 form. And the W-4 shows the employer how much you plan to write off that year. Now, you can actually do the math to where you make sure that your business, and you want to make sure you're trying to make money in your business, but your business, whatever you're using for that business, whatever funds you're using that you're going to write off at the end of the year, you want to make sure that you claim that on your W-4. That way your employer stops taking that money out of your taxes out of each paycheck. That way you can get the money right there up front. You get that extra money, you use that to fund the trips and the video editing and all that stuff like that. And that's just one simple example of how you can make money right now just by changing one little thing on your daily routine. There's a ton more to this, and I'm going to explain it in later videos, but this is just scratching the surface on how to make extra money in your pocket just by changing one little thing. You're watching Titus Walker's Let's Build Success Together. You're going to put in later on, like, remember to like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for watching. Let's Build Success Together with Titus Walker. I am Titus Walker. Make sure you like and comment, and go ahead and click that subscribe button. Think of this as your 30-day trial period. If after 30 days you don't learn anything new, then go ahead and unsubscribe. But for now, keep watching. We'll be dropping videos. Dropping videos weekly, and you got to learn something new because I'm going to be putting out new material, stuff that you have never heard. So let's go ahead and build success together. Thank you.
That's what you need.